I didn't hurt anybody during a robbery.
You did.
It's her opinion. That's traumatizing. You probably gave someone PTSD.
100% I did. 100% I did.
So what is that? How many people is that?
I tied over 100 people.
Is that a dude or a girl?
Okay, go back. Just go back. Just go back.
Listen. I don't know. He's too jacked. He's in the joint. You got a picture over here. Come on up. You.
In between?
Something about you. But
So
I think
where do I
there's a
go?
little violence there. You stay right there. I'd put me about. I'll swap.
Get here,
you.
get here. Okay. All right, that's fine.
Get in you.
I think the girl at the end is probably unsuspecting. You'd probably be over here a little bit more. So I would put you towards that side.
You just
don't
trying to
look
stand
like
next
you've
to
done
her.
anything too crazy.
Too crazy, right? Yeah, I agree. She looks innocent.
I'd come to you guys' side. Quiet ones always did a lot of times, so you haven't said a word. So, so you're probably in the right spot.
I'm just thinking. I'm thinking it's like a switch with Pops. Come on, man. Come on.
I'd agree with that.
Something about you that I'm puzzled about, you know, the tattoo, the way you talk. I'm not sure about you down there, you know. You're gonna move over here.
All right.
You want to switch with me? Okay.
I think he's just
Let
a
me
drug
see those
dealer. That's it.
tattoos.
My tattoos?
Yeah, let me see them.
Is this a dude or a girl, bro?
This is
Come
prison.
over here, right? See him
Over
over
here.
here.
Those are
Right here.
street, tall guy with the hat. That's a drug charge. But I put that on.
Told you, I knew it.
Serious if it was
I'm
me.
with you. That is.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
It's drugs. Who cares about them?
Let's see. Anybody get enough time to have face tattoos?
I actually got a face tattoo
Oh wait.
right here.
Oh, it's covered up. You
covered it?
cheating.
Sometimes, like, I'm telling you, there's that twerk. You're like a serial killer. Oh, you could have been.
Could have been.
It's just that click, you know. It's like, I would have a drink with you.
That is a
For sure.
compliment.
You got to go up there right now. You get me a little nervous.
Which side? Over,
All the way,
over
all the
Pops?
way, all the
Okay.
way. Pop, you stay right there. You
I
can't
don't think
fool
she
me.
did that much of a serious
Come on.
crime.
Think I'm right here? Okay.
Yeah.
I think the last two should switch. I think he probably did the worst crime. She did the least worst crime. By appearance, that's just my opinion. She looks very like angelic,
Serial
like
killer.
innocent to me, and he just looks more rugged, like he's willing to do something a little more dangerous.
Yeah,
in my
oh,
opinion.
yes.
See her hand tattoos. She's like that nurse that killed somebody else. You know, they kill him with the stuff.
You think everybody killed somebody, man?
When I was in prison, a lot of the dudes that were in there for serious crimes didn't look like they were in there for serious crimes. If they looked like the typical dude you would see in an office, I was like, that's a sex offender. I'd put you on like a bank fraud, forgery, burglary type of scenario. You've done time, but you've done lots of different stretches of time. Nothing crazy all at once is my guess.
Same.
A lot of people who did like really serious crimes, they end up finding their zen in prison. And so they'll just be this like calm aura about them. Or they've done so much time that they don't readjust well to the world. And then you catch an air of like, you know, that PTSD, that anxiety off people. And when people did a violent crime, that doesn't really tell you anything about their life, because that can be a 5-minute accident. But when people have drug crimes or identity theft, that's usually indicative of their life.
Holy
I
yeah.
disagree. If you're apt to be violent, you're going to be violent. It's not like a snap to kill the motherfucker. No, you know, it's in you to kill the motherfucker.
I was in women's prison, so violence
There's
is a
crazy
left.
bitches in there. You know that.
I mean, there's girls who killed their abusive boyfriends,
Right.
though. I mean, that was most of the murders that I saw.
There you go. Right, get over there. Man, they gotta switch this shit.
Why they walk like that?
Yeah, you get your finger in that pride too. No. You gotta go over here.
This guy went down when he was young, and he's changed. He's not the same guy he was when he went down for something when he was 17, 18, 19. I see personal growth on this one, which I think means you did something serious. Come
I
down
don't
here.
see no growth on earth.
Young lady right here should move over. You got the spider web on your elbow. You know, it's giving me them kind of cartel vibes.
This guy here, though, might have done a lot of time, but I don't think it was for that serious of a crime. I get like 70s dope case off you, or maybe like environmental terrorism, or some of, like, you know, the radical stuff, the real radical stuff that was happening in the 70s. Because I see that like political edge to you maybe. So I would put you down at least to the right of the guy with the hat.
No, he's got a lot of murders, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's a shot
Trust
caller.
me, he's got a body.
So we have our two women over here on the end of the most serious.
Because women are like that. I mean, they could be snakes, they could be tough, and they'll shank you if they have to. I mean, they'll do what they got to do. And listen, bitches are bitches, man.
This gentleman over here has had some bad experiences with women.
Bro, can she stop
clearly.
guessing, bro? She does not know what she's talking about.
Just about nothing he says about women aligns with my experience in prison, where almost everybody was there for less serious crimes.
Killing their babies and stuff.
Nah, man, they were fighting back against abusive
Oh,
men,
don't
which
get in that conversation.
might be
Don't get in that
what's
conversation.
going on over here.
They hit you first, and then they say, "Oh man, he hit me because he's a baby." That bitch hits me. I thought I hit her like a man. You know,
Okay,
it's
proving
like-
my point right here.
No, because it's just about society. Listen, if a bitch slaps you, what are you supposed to do?
Slap him back.
Call your
Thank you,
sister.
Pop, man. You in the old school. Listen, I'm not gonna abuse her. I never hit a woman in my life.
This gentleman over here, he interrupts people a lot when they talk. So he doesn't have that respect value that people, or, so there's two ways this could go, or you were high up on the food chain. So I think you did bids, because you were never there long enough to get either that zen, or you were always getting in fights. You were on these short bids and you were always getting in fights because you run your mouth.
I like this. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
There's obviously more boisterous characters, and usually from my experience, the louder they are, typically the less serious in crime. It's more of like their bravado and their... And
This guy look like
it's
a
not
cop.
my style. The dude with the Nike shirt on, I think he's secretly down here somewhere. That's my guess.
Where I'm at? Where I'm
Bank fraud dude is down here
Yeah, I
as
think
well.
he's up here a little bit more.
I think you're over here.
Yeah,
I
this
think
way?
you're
Okay.
right here, actually.
What did he just whisper
The way
then?
that I rank
Do it on the left.
drug offenses is on like the lowest scale. I just don't even think it should be illegal. So I still think this guy has dealt with some addiction issues and went to prison on that.
For
I put
sure.
Zane down towards the end because I think he was just on drugs and kept getting some dirty UAs and went to prison.
What do people who have struggled with addiction look like?
It's
All
a
of
mix.
us.
You.
It's
Like-
a mix for sure.
Everybody struggles with something. So, and listen, addiction or whatever it is.
You two are serious as well as this guy right
We're
here.
something serious. You're
And
up
I
there.
think you're down here.
No.
That's my guess.
Where?
Yeah, me too.
I would
think
say
she's
you're
down.
down.
I'd say
She's down
I'd
here
put
somewhere.
you here.
Right here?
I think you two have done serious time, especially you haven't said a whole lot, and I know you probably did something serious, is my guess, because you just handle yourself. a
Yeah,
little
I
bit.
object, but that's at the end.
Bank fraud and you, I think that could be a switch. But I know you don't. I think you're in that
I
somewhat
got one
serious range.
I think he needs to come here.
I'm next to you.
And I think that'll lock it in.
Very sure?
Nope.
Okay. Absolutely not. We're gonna lock this appearance right in.
I was charged with misdemeanor DUI with injury.
I was charged with delivery of heroin, conspiracy to distribute heroin,
I'm not surprised.
and drug delivery resulting in death.
I was charged with burglary of a dwelling and theft.
I was charged with organized fraud and grand theft.
I was charged with the RICO for armed robberies and more.
I was charged with conspiracy to trafficking, and RICO for cannabis.
I was charged with aggravated assault, attempted murder on a witness, murder, conspiracy, and gun charge.
You got to go, Pop. Least serious. You got to go down to the end. He's got to go all the way
Switch
to
with
the
her.
end.
She's got to go up there.
I think she should go second
Yeah.
because her crime injured someone. I think you should go third.
Damn, they were right about
My
the first
personal
guy.
thought is this was an accident. Dude gets high or drunk, crashes, it results in an injury, which sucks. It's not an intent behind that. He wishes that day didn't happen. You'd
But
made
that's
a choice.
what I'm saying. That's least serious.
You made it exactly. So,
So
you're,
you got to get back
I
here.
think you're back
Yeah,
over
you
here. I
gotta
think
come back
you,
here.
personally, if you take a gun or a weapon and try to rob someone, armed robbery is
Yeah,
serious.
that's
That's like you
That's
make the
intentional.
wrong move and dude's dead. So I think yours is a lot more thought out. Bad idea. I think I'd put you over heroin.
Heroin.
Yeah, heroin. In my opinion, heroin's not a big deal. So I'm with. I'm like, okay, drug people, you're down here.
I think what the intent, that is what criminal law should be based on. Willful behavior. Accidents, that's a different thing. Because you didn't like get behind the wheel of a car and said, today's the day I'm gonna hurt someone.
Yeah, that.
Someone.
Right.
But if you think about seriousness, could be an accident, but it's a really serious accident and 5 people get killed. An accident of a truck driver slam and kill you. That's serious. Robbery,
what was
right?
yours?
Yeah.
Organized fraud.
Oh, fraud. You're going down there. You're over after the guy in the black shirt. This is good right here.
So fraud, in my opinion, is worse than
Yes,
drugs.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
this girl's got to come in front of this girl.
I'd agree with that.
You still belong in the front, like all the way up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Someone
I
died.
still agree with that.
You need to go to number 1.
For real?
No, number 2. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Because
I
somebody-
wholeheartedly agree. You should not have been delivering drugs.
But
You shouldn't
someone
have
was
bought the
there to
drugs.
Narcan me. Okay, so then you just admitted that my choice to use drugs was my choice.
It is a
And
choice,
therefore
but you
my responsibility.
I understand. My mother died of a drug overdose too. Hey, she shouldn't have been doing drugs. I think that your crime is terrible. Like, you shouldn't have been selling drugs. So I think you belong in number 2.
So you think drugs are a serious crime?
I do.
Okay, that's just a matter of how we grade seriousness. Drugs to me is not serious, so I think opposite.
Same.
Robberies, guns, murders, all that kind of stuff, a little bit hard. That's serious.
Her choices killed someone.
No, when autonomous adults consent to the risk in the behavior they are engaging in. And under that, I would actually be less serious than him because the person he hit did not consent to the risk. They were out walking or driving their car. They weren't engaging in a dangerous behavior.
I'm with you 100%. And fraud, that's way worse than
Yeah, it is.
I'm willfully going to get drugs.
Yeah, I think this is switch. I think this
I
is
don't,
switch.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
Too
if you-
late.
you
Holy
guys are
yeah,
drugs are
bro.
just drugs,
I don't
man.
agree with
This is
that.
switch.
Every
yeah.
drug should be legal. I don't care about fentanyl should be legal.
If people,
Every drug.
if people
It's a
could get
choice.
fentanyl from a pharmacy, they wouldn't die because they
Right.
would be able to dose. Fentanyl is in every hospital every single day. People don't overdose and die from fentanyl in a hospital. Why is that? Because people know their dose. You can be precise. The issue why people die from drugs is drug prohibition. That's it.
I know that. To me, it's not serious.
That's
It's
it.
a choice by everybody involved. Obvious, the guys who use violence in any one way or another, it's serious. So I think this is pretty looking good.
So I would put all drug crimes as the least serious, then accidents of whatever kind, even if they resulted in injury or death, then willful behaviors that are like nonviolent, that didn't hurt someone.
Your
like,
drug distribution wasn't willful?
this is like, I mean, I don't think prostitution should be illegal. 'Cause
I
that
agree with
is
the girl on the right.
consenting. If it could be regulated, there wouldn't be abuses, there wouldn't be pimps.
Can't
You're
die
right,
for having
100%.
Is she rapping or talking?
have sex, but okay.
But it's a consensual transaction between adults, and
But it's
there is risk.
but it's illegal.
Are you saying that the criminal law as written in the United States is infallible and perfect?
No.
Because like being a lesbian could have got me sent to prison in previous decades. Criminal law is a construct, a social construct. It varies by county line. How arbitrary.
They're
is
lucky I
that?
don't got the
The
skip
side
button on
of
my
the
keyboard,
county
bro. I
line
would've
you're
skipped this
standing
dude a long
on
time
could
ago.
be the difference between probation and 20 years.
I'm agreeing. Anything time you got a choice to do what you want, but it's a choice. Everybody has choices, man. You got some days say, hey, fuck it, I fucked up, and change if you wanna. If you don't want to change, that's your own business, you know. But you can do that. Is what I'm getting at.
Each ex-con can now share their personal story related to the crime that they were charged with. They are still not allowed to disclose their sentence and time served until the final.
When I was a kid, I was, you know, a little street dealer. I moved up, and I wound up moving to Florida, and it was closer to Colombia and Jamaica. My main thing was to figure out how to get cannabis from there to here. And I wound up, you know, doing a couple little airplane deals, then big boats, and then bigger airplanes, and it just wound up just getting completely out of hand, you know. It was nonstop for years and years, hundreds of thousands of pounds of cannabis actually. And then, you know, I got arrested. I went away for a couple of years and got out, and then got arrested again. I was set up by a friend of mine. He had owed me some money for an airplane that he had stolen from me and crashed. And that's how he put it together with me to get me into doing it, because I told him like 4 or 5 times, no, I don't want to do that. No, you know, I'm done with that. 3 years in prison was enough for me, you know. He kept hounding at me, and I wound up borrowing some money from some people that I shouldn't have. And when they wanted it back, that's when he got me to conspire with him. A reverse sting is what they called it. You know, where the police set you up. And that's when they had a hold on me real good. I made all my time in prison good. I didn't waste any time with anything that I did in there. I tried to stay positive all the time I was in there. I tried to help as many people as I could, you know, especially youngsters, that I would try to get them out of what they were doing.
So when I was 19, I had just gotten prescribed Xanax that day. So I ended up taking 15, and I had gone to sleep and then woken up early in the morning to drop off my friend at his house. When we pulled up to the first stoplight, I actually fell asleep, and he had woken me up and asked me like if I wanted him to drive, and I told him no, I'm good, I can drive, I'm perfectly fine. Probably no less than like a minute or two later, I was going down a hill and I hit a tree and flipped my car. We were both not injured from the car accident, but he ended up getting an injury from kicking out my windshield. He had scratched up his entire, like had to get stitches on his leg, and that's why it was an injury, with a DUI with injury.
So
I
my
thought his
best
car
friend and I,
flipped
we
and
both
killed
got
someone.
into OxyContin, and then they cracked down on OxyContin prescribing. So all of a sudden, it was like $100 a pill, and people were scrambling. And we switched to black tar heroin. And you know, it took a few years before I actually got like real.
I'm banned on there
bad
at the
in
moment
addiction.
again.
Like, both he and I, we wanted a better life. Like, we didn't want that, but addiction is hell, you know? And in that time, my friend Justin, he was going to jail and he got out. He was trying to do the recovery thing, but he just
Honestly, I don't like
couldn't
hearing this
manage it.
person
So with
talk,
the drug
bro.
dealer, and did. He apartment. the
Absolute
next day.
yapper, bro. Get out of here.
When I was 18, I was living on my own. I had a 2-year-old daughter, and I was approached by my sister, and she told me
I don't know.
she had an opportunity for me to make some money. I would get paid $10,000 for every $40,000 that I would withdraw from the bank. I agreed because I was naive. What I had to do was open up a bank account, and in turn, she gave it to the people that she was working with. They added my information to a millionaire's account, and they were transferring money from his account into my solo account. I found that out afterward. I didn't know how the money actually got in my account before this. And when we got there, I was instructed to, at the first bank, to take out less than $10,000 so that the red flags don't go up. There was 2 men, and they were the drivers driving me and my sister. I also had my 2-year-old daughter with me. At this point, I didn't even know I was committing a crime. We made it to the as soon as I left the bank, I gave the money to the guys. At the third bank, I go in and I go to the teller. I give her my ID, and I gave her another slip to take out money. And I knew right away something was wrong. I saw her reach under the desk, which I'm guessing that's when she pressed the button and she alerted the police. When the bank was swarmed with police officers, I automatically knew that it was for me. Like, I felt it. And I got on the phone, I called my sister right away, which she was right outside with the guys in the car, and they left. They left me at the bank. I was completely alone, 2 hours away from home, didn't know where I was at. I was 18 years old. So that night I went to jail, and I had a $10,000 bond, and I was bonded out by the guys, but a couple days later, they were knocking at my door. Come to find out, they were trying to harm me because they thought that I had you know, like, given them away even though nobody else got arrested. I was the only one ever charged for the crime. It was a huge organized fraud ring. They had over 55 victims, $1.something million was stolen. And I was also a victim because I had no idea what was going on behind the scenes. I was just told to open up a bank account. So at the end, I was charged with organized fraud. It was a white-collar crime and grand theft.
I started getting in trouble as a younger kid. 9 years old was my first charge, and they tried to take me to detention, and it didn't work because you had to be 10. So from the time I hit 10 through 18, I did a decent little chunk here and there. From detention, 16, I got put on state's custody. That's when I started doing drugs. I broke my wrist snowboarding at 16 years old and got addicted to pain pills. So from 16 basically till 18 through high school, I was addicted to heroin and opiates. It was constant drug tests.
How do you get
kept getting
addicted
dirty
to
UAs.
pain
I couldn't
pills?
stay clean and sober. It was just unfamiliar for me. Strangely enough, I have a scar on my right arm, if you may be able to see it. I was one of the first people to get sentenced to get an opiate blocker installed in my arm. 19 years old, I robbed my drug dealer's house. Nothing was exciting in the safe, unfortunately, but that was the crime that I had committed, was burglary of a dwelling and theft. And at 19 years old, they sentenced me to prison for burglary of a dwelling and theft. Not the amount of time. But yeah, those were my original charges, but it was heavily drug related leading up to that.
So I started young. I started in organized crime at 12. Moved up, went to the service. Then I got out. Then I ended up being the biggest jewel robber in the United States. Robbed 15 to 18 million. I was hooked up with organized crime. So, but when I got arrested with helicopters, and it was fed because the state I had the mayor in my pocket, and we had the whole town who couldn't touch us. These were daytime robberies. I would go into the store, I would tie everybody up. I was, a professional. Knew who was coming, who was going, the cops were coming, everything. The people we had, boom, team, take them down, boom, tag. We never gagged anyone because we don't want to murder anybody because if they puke, they die. So we didn't do that. So after, we got them in there. I mean, it was a robbery. I had dynamite and everything, but thank God we didn't use it because we were going to kidnap somebody. But we didn't because that's no statute of limitation on that crime. And then even crazier, after that, I mean, I go away for not telling. So when I go away, while I'm in there, I get charged with another crime for protecting somebody. And then after that, got out. Been all over.
Phew, that conversation was so interesting. It reminds me of that unfortunate time that Billy ran his unicycle to an open pothole.
Yeah, didn't he dislocate both his arms and...
Well, as a teenager, I got into the drug game early, about 15, 16 years old. I lived with my mom. I had 4 sisters. I'm the only boy. Well, I watched my mom struggle all her life, trying to take care of 5 kids by herself. So when I was in the streets hanging out, the drug game was easy. We just stand in the corner hanging out. So I'm hanging out with them, but I ain't making no money. So I decided I'm gonna start hustling along with them. Then we started hustling, we started making money, and we started getting good at it. And we just got more into the game, from weed to syrup and cakes, cocaine, then crack. So with that came a lot of altercations, a lot of fights, a lot of arguments. A month after I got out of prison, I got locked up for a drug case previously. Then I bailed myself out. Then when my friends got murdered. When he got murdered, I didn't get no therapy for it, nothing like that. So I was kind of traumatized by it. And I was angry, I was hurt. And I had a mindset of that nobody else in my friends would get killed, or my family. So I was dealing with that kind of issue. And then we got into another issue with some other guys at a skating ring where we got into a shootout. I wound up killing one of the guys who was shooting at us, and was on the run for 3 weeks. Then I got locked up, and when I got locked up, I was charged with a slew of charges that they gave us, the 5 charges. Then I was sent to jail at 19 years old.
I still think the dude in second should be at first for sure.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say I'm gonna switch Zane. Yeah, just switch. That kind of good. The car accident was just him being intoxicated. Just a scratch on his front leg, something that he kind of inflicted on himself trying to get out. So I don't think he was responsible for that, but he got charged for it.
I could make the argument with these two still, because there was a death involved. You kind of knew something was fishy, obviously. Nobody just gives people 10 grand. And yours was not willfully hey, I want to hurt my best friend.
They're putting dude in red at first for sure.
Your best friend died.
I would actually switch these two down here because the guy you shot was just as likely to have shot you, and there
Finally,
wasn't enough money
she's
to
right
come
about
into
something.
your community and alleviate poverty, but there was enough money to put you in prison for I don't know how long. So there's unlimited funds to lock people up, but not enough funds to lift people up. But just whether you were the victim or the perpetrator that day was a coin toss. This gentleman traumatized I don't know how many people for the life, especially in these particular circumstances where the guy you killed was sort of consenting to the risk. He was shooting at you, right? I would put you at the front.
Interesting argument.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, because it was self-defense and he tied people up, and that is traumatizing.
I didn't hurt anybody during a robbery.
You did.
It's our opinion. It's our opinion.
Listen,
You did.
I get it. Listen.
That's traumatizing. You probably gave someone PTSD.
100% I did. 100% I did.
So what is that? How
Well,
many
I tried.
people is that?
But you got to. No, I tried over 100 people. But
Okay.
Go back. Just go back. Just go back.
Listen, I didn't rob old people. I protected old people. Listen. Although what I did was wrong, there is a code I lived by. I never hurt somebody unless they were in my business. If you were in the drug business, or you were in the loan sharking business, the bookmaking business, then you're fair game.
Or if they were in the jewelry store.
Well, those jewelry stores didn't pay protection. There's a whole thing. The mob is a whole different animal how we work.
Because they weren't in.
I'm not saying right. Again, I changed my life.
I don't think you're taking responsibilities for your actions.
Especially if they stay in the jewelry business, and now every day when they go to work in the profession that they've had for their entire life, they're going to think it's today the day. It's today the day.
Listen, they
So
couldn't
that's
get one person to come
emotional
testify against me. Not one. You know why?
Because they were scared.
No.
You were in the mob,
No,
bro.
listen, you're wrong. And I'm telling you why, and I mean this. They said, he's a nice guy. I rob a store in Sarasota, Florida. Great store. Dude, old people come in. I put them down nicely. I didn't even tie them up.
You tied
Oh,
up
no.
the old
I was, listen,
Come down nicely.
I had the two people in the store tied up.
He made a nice bow.
The girl, I used to do it in a suit and all. They buzz, oh, here's people, I'm already robbing it. We went in, took them down. I let them in. I opened my jacket and said, you're in a robbery. The old lady goes, I go, no. You come with me. I put them in a chair. I put the other, no trauma. I said to him, listen to me. Listen, dog, listen. I said to him, I said, don't do anything. Give me 5 minutes and we're out of here. Just get up and call the police. She said, okay. In the newspaper the next day, it said, they were nice guys. They had a story
She was
until
still
they're dead.
traumatized.
But who?
She was still traumatized.
No, why are you see, there's where snowflakes do it. And I'm not calling
It's okay.
anybody
It's my
snowflake.
opinion.
Again, good. No, I agree. But we got to get tough. We got to get where you listen. Things happen to all of us. He had addiction issues. He turned around. He didn't fucking say, "Oh me." Fuck it.
say you didn't change
I'm gonna
your
stop
life.
this shit." And you fucking change. And I preach. I love people who change. I changed.
When you're in that criminal lifestyle, to you at that time, you thought you were being gentle with them. You were being nice.
I wonder if he got
didn't
the
admit
money
it.
from that
They're
robbery, like
living
he still
a
has it.
regular people life. That is traumatizing. If you are a regular old couple
Not in my
cruising
life,
through the
yeah.
jewelry store looking for your new watch or whatever, dude rolls up, hey, let me gently tie your ass up. That's pretty rough for them. You know what I mean? Like at their psyche
Yeah,
at
you don't
that
have
point,
to say
it's
it so
rough.
nice, you know. But
you
listen, I'm
opened
sure I tied up an asshole once, and he deserves to be tied up.
Okay, but you opened your
there's
jacket to flash guns after?
Just like well, it was a BB gun. I never used a real gun.
Oh,
They didn't know that though.
Right,
but yeah,
right.
they didn't know.
There's trauma.
But I think
Alright, they're just talking now.
you have a strict moral code so that you can sleep at night, but it's
Alright, so, yeah, they didn't.
In 7th place, we have Zane with the shortest sentence.
Yeah, I figured.
In 6th place, we have Dallas. In 5th place, we have Morgan.
Old man. Oh,
In 4th, Camille. In 3rd, we have Will.
damn, Unc.
In 2nd, we have Larry. And in 1st, we have River.
For DUI with injury, I was sentenced to 2 years without a license, 3 months of rehab.
If 2 years is the shortest
and
one on
3
here, I
months
wonder how much
of
the old man got.
classes.
For burglary of a dwelling and theft,
5
I
years.
was sentenced to 0 to 5 years in
Knew
state
it.
prison.
because of mitigating circumstances, I was pled down to
6.5.
conspiracy to distribute heroin and sentenced to 5 years.
For organized fraud and grand theft, I was sentenced to
7.
6 years in state prison.
For murder in the 3rd degree, I was
11,
sentenced
12,
to
12.
15 to 30 years.
For RICO, organized crime, and Hobbs
I'm
Act
thinking
robbery,
35.
I was sentenced to 4 12-year sentences.
I was charged with conspiracy to trafficking, and
60.
racketeering for cannabis, and I was sentenced to 98 years on a reverse sting.
Wait, what? How? He didn't even do nothing that bad, did he?
Let's share with each other how much time you guys actually served.
I spent 5 days in jail.
Between juvenile, detention, wilderness, foster care,
The guy in the red shirt is the guy they based Michael off of in GTA 5.
all that
I
stuff.
mean,
that
did you
cleared
hear what he
jail,
did, though?
All that stuff. The
I think he's
longest
just as
one-time
bad.
stretch I did in prison was 18 months, but I've done roughly 5 years total. They sentenced me to 18 months contingent upon completion of the HOPE program, which was like a drug-related program. I completed that program, got out.
Robbed
and
over
was still a drug
16
addict.
million. That
Picked up
is
more charges
crazy.
after, and luckily they sent me to, it's called drug court. And that's where I found like Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous. It's where I got long-term sobriety and went through a rehab program in southern Utah. And next month I'll have 15 years of sobriety. So that's what it was all about.
18 months,
I
or like 2
served
and something.
4.5
No, just 2.
years. They gave me a much lower sentence. I was able to beat the drug delivery resulting in death because the prosecutor said I did not meet the typical definition of a drug dealer. And again, because my friend's mom was opposing the prosecution, they sort of dropped it to the minimum that they could without making it look like there was extreme sentencing disparities.
I served 4.5 years. I got out on probation, violated my probation. I got sent back and did around 9 months.
I was sentenced to
thought she
15
got
30
bailed
years,
out.
but I wound up getting 10 years suspended for the conspiracy, and I served 10 to 20 years. 10 years in prison, 10 years on the street.
I ended up doing 412's duty. You have to do the 12 because I lost good time. Total 14 and a half years with 12 straight on the Fed bid. Man, my time in prison was pretty wild because I spent 3 years in the hole, over a year straight in the hole. I was abused, strapped down naked, beaten, peed on by guards, all documented, and that's for all fighting the abuses of prison. Had a rough time, but I did quit, got my law degree, and now I help a lot of people.
I've spent 32 calendars day for day before I got out.
32 years.
32.
Why?
Maximum security prison. I'm the longest serving nonviolent inmate in the history of this country. They couldn't have gave me any more time. When they said that to me, I was like, I looked over at my lawyer and I said, they're not serious, are they? He said, don't say a word about it. We'll get you back. It's an illegal sentence, da-da-da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, make a long story short, I spent 32 calendars.
You feel like your crime matched your sentence?
For me personally,
No.
I did do
For
what
the
I did.
number
I
one
take
guy.
accountability for it, and I did 18 months, which at the time was a lifetime when I was 19 years old, but it was expected. That was the life I was living at the time, so it's like I don't feel bad about the amount of time that I received for it. I felt it was somewhat fitting.
I get where you do time. We all do time. I probably got away with more than I did. But you know, when you see pedophiles get very little time, I think the sentencing disparities. I'm not saying that it was wrong. I deserve to be in prison. I'm one of them. But a lot of people did not deserve to do the time they did, or the length of time they did, obviously. So there's a lot of disparities there. So, but I gotta say, I did what I did.
I think I got a great break.
Nah, bruh.